So the Indiana Fever have a they're almost certainly going to have a very, very tough decision on their hands. And it is about Justine Pissott. It's a really, really tough decision they're going to have to make because the Indiana Fever, when it's all said and done, are going to have to make a choice for the team. Because let's be real, teams aren't running out of their way to try or going out of their way to try pull in a Jessica Timmons. They're not fully going out of their way to try bring in a small guard. There's too many of them. A 6'4" shooter is tough. It is really, really tough, especially a 6'4" shooter who doesn't see contests. Like, legitimately does not see contests. Like, it's scary how quick the trigger is from Justine Pissott. Like, that trigger's kind of crazy. And then, obviously, this one here, she doesn't even see the contest. That could have been an AM1. Like, that could have been an AM1 right there. Like, that was there were some impressive shots. But the problem is, again, Shatori Walker-Kimbrough, KK Timpson, and Justine Pissott have one spot on the team for them. And the Fever have basically, we heard from Chloe Peterson, they picked their 12 already. And all it means is that a Portland Fire, a Washington Mystics, any of these teams that are tanking and swinging for upside, they would be idiots not to bring Justine Pissott. Not like these teams are already swinging for upside. They would be dumbasses not to do it. Like, for example, if you're the Washington Mystics, like when your full team is there, you don't need to bring all your second and third round picks because obviously Justine Pissott was gone. And there are teams like the New York Liberty, the Phoenix Mercury. Like, again, if you don't know, with the Liberty have like the likes of Annalise Maley and stuff, but the Phoenix Mercury, the Mercury realistically, they did not have a draft pick to take Pissott. They probably would have taken Pissott for the end of their bench roster, and they're probably might find a way to sign here. And the problem isn't just the 3-point shooting. If you look some of these possessions here, so I can't show too much of this, but if you look this possession right here, she's on the 3-point line. Oh, you can't even see it. You can't even see it because of what they did to league pass. Unfortunately, I cannot show it, but what she does in this possession here, I will play by play talk about it. The ball is handed off to Shatori Walker-Kimbrough. She screens down and fakes the screen, and then as soon as she sees an opening, cuts into the open space, gets the ball on the high post, throws a pass over the top for Shatori Walker-Kimbrough and one. I want to see, is there a way that I can like lower the video quality maybe? If that works. If lowering the video quality to 240p will help it show up on screen. But I know it's like Amazon where they do have a thing where I can't in fact show it on. Yeah, I can't show it on screen. But she went to set a down screen for Jessica Timmons. KK Timpson was in no man's land. And she darts across to the elbow, gets the ball on the elbow. Shatori Walker-Kimbrough cuts, throws like a scoop pass over the top of all the heads of Shatori Walker-Kimbrough for an and one. Not only that, later on in the fourth quarter, the ball gets inbound to Kiana Traylor. They run a soft trap on Kiana Traylor on the inbound. The ball gets thrown back to her to take the ball up. She dribbles the ball up, sees Hanju guarding her, goes into out dribble, gets a step on her going left, and instead of setting it up for Hanju for the block, gets her body low, goes inside on the right so Hanju can't block it, and she just missed a layup. Like, I understand it is Hanju. Going ISO on Hanju is not the hardest thing in the world to do. But the fact that this rookie had confidence to go, like, stop, take the ball up, go into out dribble, drive in, and went in with went in scoop low and on the inside hand, you're like, okay, yeah, there's something here. Like, again, it's one of these things where it could very well be random. Like, that it could be luck. Maybe she didn't have like the greatest idea of what was going on and just, said, fuck it, I'm going to be aggressive. But like, you kind of want somebody to be aggressive, don't you? you kind of want someone to be a player to be aggressive. That's what you want from a basketball player, especially a rookie coming in. You don't want him to be passive. You want Raven Johnson to be a defense coordinator. And you don't want, like, you want your 6'4" sharpshooter to be aggressive. Like, I'm not joking when I say this. We saw the 3-point shot, and she missed the 3, by the way. She just caught it on the wing and just fucked it up from deep. She has no conscience shooting that 3 ball. And you want your spot-up shooting 4 to have no conscience shooting that 3 ball. Just all she had to do was just make that one post pass out of the free throw line. And you're like, okay, there's something there. There's enough there that they're one of the 12 or one of the 15 WNBA teams is going to cut a 5'8" guard at the end of their bench to bring her. Like, let's be completely real here. The Phoenix Mercury teams have to play on the margins. They have to play on the margins. And it is one of these things where it's like, if you've seen the Mercury, so you look at the Mercury team. Who's going to make the Mercury squad? Copper, 1. Mac, 2. Akoa McCanny, 3. Kat Westbeld, 4. Ayayi, 5. Bonner, 6. AT, 7. Wickham, 8. They have 4 spots to go for. And all of these are undrafted rookies. And people are like, oh, but like all these teams passed on her. The Mercury didn't. All the Mercury have to do is deem her to be better than Yarden Garzone, who was undrafted and plays the same position. Deem her to be better than Maggie Dugan, which she's better than Maggie Dugan. I assume Kiara Linskins is going to make the team. Aileen is not great. Or Aileen is not great. Kiana Williams probably makes the team. Lauren Jensen, not good. Cara Dunn, undrafted for a reason. Prechtel, like, she's better than Prechtel. She's much big, like, she's a better player than Prechtel, although Prechtel probably makes the roster. Like, the Phoenix Mercury will offer her a contract. Like, I think there's a near 0% chance the Phoenix Mercury are not waiting to offer multiple players contracts. The reason why the Mercury haven't gotten anyone developmental deals is the Mercury are probably going to wait to see what really good players on teams get signed to developmental deals, and then we're immediately going to sign them. That's how teams play when they're on the margins. And I don't think there's a player with higher upside that's going to be in the developmental slot. There's going to be better players in the developmental slot. I think you can argue that Jessica Timmons at this point in time is a better player than Justine Pissott. There's not going to be a player in the developmental slot that that has the upside of Justine Pissott. There's just not. And the Phoenix Mercury have the cap space. There's 8 players guaranteed on the Phoenix Mercury roster. If you look at the Connecticut Sun roster, and it's another thing people don't really understand. If you look at the Connecticut Sun roster, who's a guarantee to make the Connecticut Sun roster? I don't even know if Nellen Gloma is coming over. Gianna Neepkins, 1. Diamond Miller, 2. Shea Petty, 3. Aaliyah Edwards, 4. Ono, 5. Burke, 6. Rivers, 7. Morrow, 8. And then these 3. So there's a spot left. And it's like between Harmony Turner, Taylor Bigby, Charlize Ledger Walker, Nell Angloma, who I don't think is coming over, and Reagan Beers. They have size. They have their point guards. And like Miniatore might not make the team. The Sun could take her. The tempo very well could say to Chloe Bibby, you know what? We've got a younger version of you who is much longer. We'll let Chloe Bibby go. Justine Pissott, we'll take you in. We're trying to lose anyway. Like, I don't think like people that are Fever fans realize that the Indiana Fever have to make a choice. Are going to almost certainly have to make a choice between Justine Pissott, KK Timpson, and Shitori Walker-Kimbrough. 2 of the 3. They're going to have to choose 2 of the 3. And they don't I don't know if they have enough size, but it does not look like they're going to do it with KK Timpson. It does not look like KK Timpson is going to be let go by the Fever. I think they believe in her upside. However, you've now got Shitori Walker-Kimbrough, who they're not going to cut. They're just not going to cut. And now Justine Pissott has shown that she's a legitimate I'm not even going to say legitimate WNBA player because I don't know if she's shown that the upside is too high that you've got to give her a contract. And people are like, oh, but that's what developmental slots are for. Another team is going to give her a contract. Like, you can steal players from developmental slots. And that is what that's why the Mercury, very clearly, the Mercury have 8 players that are guaranteed on the roster, by the way. That's why they signed all the undrafted rookies. You have to play on the margins. And leaving roster space to steal developmental players is likely a very effective way to play on the margins. Like, if you're the Phoenix Mercury and you're like, we don't have a backup point guard. Fuck, the Liberty have Marine Photo as a developmental slot? Yeah, let's just force their hands on Marine Photo, see who they cut. And then whoever they cut, we'll just take whoever they cut. Okay, you're going to cut Annalie Maley for Marine Photo? Cool, we'll take Annalie Maley off you. Cool, we'll give her a contract. And that's how you can play on the margins. And the unfortunate thing is that the Fever don't play on the margins. And it almost certainly is going to be a choice between her and KK Timpson. And you've got to, for me, both of them have similar weaknesses in terms of, I think KK is stronger. I think KK is a much better rebounder. I think KK is more athletic. Pissott is much longer. Pissott is a better ball handler. She's a much better passer, and she shoots the ball better. And is a year and a half younger. I think in general, I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is a player that probably is going to has a higher upside, but I'm not sure. The Fever can make that decision, and I don't think there's a wrong decision necessarily to be made there. His KK still has that starter upside, as does Pissott. But what they're not going to do is cut Shatori Walker-Kimbrough. She's on a non-guaranteed deal. Anyone who says Maisha Hines-Allen, if they literally cannot cut Maisha Hines-Allen. It is against the rules. They literally cannot cut Maisha Hines-Allen. She's on a guaranteed contract. So if they cut her, they would have 11 players because they can't afford another player. They cannot cut her. There are teams that can cut guaranteed contracts. They're not one of them. But yeah, it is a really interesting one. Again, looking at Justine Pissott, seeing what we're seeing, and knowing that the likelihood of a team stealing Justine Pissott is extremely high. Extremely, extremely high.